San Diego.
I'm from Sweden.
I'm from Italy, from Milano.
I'm from Chicago, but I grew up in San Diego.
I'm from Somalia, is the Horn of Africa.
I am from Orange County in a city called Mission Viejo.
San Diego.
I'm from the UK, London to be exact.
From Tijuana, Mexico.
I'm from I grew up in Southern California. I've been here my whole life. I was born in San Clemente and I lived in Lake Elsinore that's where I grew up. And then I came back to San Clemente and then I came down here. I've noticed that foreign exchange students that I've talked to seem to be a little more aware of what's going on around the world, more aware of political issues and history of different countries, and I don't know, I sometimes feel kind of like a clueless American around them.
Foreign students, their differences based on their perception of U.S. and so on, and vice versa, our perception of them and how they perceive us. For instance, they would view us through stereotypes and what they can see through the media. And for us, sometimes U.S. people, or people from the U.S. are ethnocentric and they just think that they're the center of the matter and so on.
I don't really think that they're different, or that you can say, oh, a foreign student is different than an American student in these three definite ways, because everybody's an individual and everyone comes from different backgrounds. But I do think that understanding English as a first language, I do think that understanding the American political system and understanding the Southern California culture really helps you out at SDSU.
My experience with American students are geographically challenged. I think but the best thing is they're curious. They ask a lot of questions, which also means they want to learn.
Different, yeah, they are different in a way that they have different study culture. They have different ways of seeing on the world and understanding the world and different cultures, and the knowledge of the other culture are not as high as those we have in Sweden.
Well, the biggest difference from our point of view is about honesty in class, because during the exam in Italy, usually there's some cheating going on, while here usually there's nothing. Some weeks ago, I had an exam, and at a certain point the teacher walked out of the class to go to Starbucks and take a coffee, and everybody was still looking on his paper. Well, if something like this happened in Italy, everybody started to talk with the other, or take the books to look at the stuff. So maybe we should learn to our American friends.
How to crash classes. The most important thing I've learned, I think, is basically to take in a different culture. I expected it to be very similar to the culture we have back home, but it's quite different.
I don't know. That's a good question. The most important thing I've learned, I guess maybe not to prejudge things so much, because I came in with like really narrow political beliefs and stuff, and some of the teachers actually challenged me and made me see a different point of view, that I shouldn't believe everything that my parents have always taught me.
The most important thing is what we're talking about now, to understand different cultures. Coming here is my first time studying abroad, and I understand how the Mexicans think, how the Americans think. Sorry. I understand the different exchange students, how they think, how they are, if they're more like the Swedes or far away from the Swedes or more near the Lebanese culture or not. So I've learned lots of that.
Yes, I have one professor, physiology professor, about how life happens inside our bodies, molecules and everything. He was very inspiring. The way he was teaching the class was always making fun. It was fun actually, the lecture. So you want to study more, to read the book. That was great, that class.
Well, I took this linguistics class, which was really inspiring to me because I didn't really know that people thought a lot differently based on their language. So that was really cool to learn about how people orient themselves, and it's related to the words that they use.
I think it's my global marketing class once again, because there's a lot more to do. The professor expects you to go out and read up on things and know what's going on around you, not just within the States. He wants you to open your mind to the rest of the world, which I think American students need and all students actually need to do.
Definitely not. They're all perfect. Good. What you want in a teacher?
Not really. Nothing disappointing.
I guess just, I don't like some of my journalism classes that are, I don't want to say anything, I'm afraid like somebody's going to see it and be like...
There were many professors who disappointed me because the way they taught, they weren't very instructive, they weren't very motivating.
Yeah, I went to class that I was taking, but I dropped it because I didn't feel the professor was good enough, and the course was not as interesting as I thought it would, and so, yeah.
Culture, well, as I remember, culture is a set of values and norms and what as a community as a whole, you have the expectations of other individuals and just kind of that thing.
Well, culture is all about tradition, custom, habits, and way of living that different countries have. And yeah, it's about, every country has a different culture because culture comes from different tradition, different way of living, some that develop in the countries also. I don't know how to, but wait.
This is how I see it. It's like there's always religion involved. And in culture, people, they come up with their own thing and they name it. It's like a practice. For example, the language. Sometimes I speak Somali, someone who speaks Hindu or who speaks, for example, American, their language is completely different. And the way they dress, the way we dress, the way we think is sometimes completely different. So that's how I see it. Culture is something that you develop or you name it and that your people practice it.
Culture would be, to me, it's like a society, like a local society, whether it's like, if you're going to say United States culture or like the San Diego culture. I would say a culture is just the generalized population, like the local people, how they share their values, their attitudes, beliefs, rituals, and traditions with each other since they have proximity to one another. And so culture to me is just over time, the traditions just develop within the entire group of people and they all share very strong similarities to one another because of this. That's culture.